you remember what I said yesterday?
What did you say yesterday?
What was the thing I said yesterday? Said everything is on the line. The blessed people who has been making the proclamation that you're the best player in the world, that you are the best player in the world over someone else who's not in the playoffs currently. Everything's on the line. The context, the situation, the moment is all here. With this game 5, will you prove? Will you prove? We already know you're one of the best. Will you prove you are the best of the best now? And Mama, boy, did he show up.
Yep. I remember you saying that. 100%. I definitely remember that. And player that you are talking about was, of course, Kevin Durant.
Not Kyrie Irving, but
Kyrie was hurt. Okay. Kyrie was hurt. And technically, I was right, too, because I said Jeff Green. But, hey, let me listen to me.
Yes, you were.
It's okay. It's okay. I remember what I said. Kevin Durant. What a performance. Got your second partner injured. Your other partner, James Harden, who out of nowhere today was announced that he was going to play, willed himself into this game.
Yeah.
Couldn't miss it. But from the way he was playing, you can tell that, yeah, he's not James Harden.
He's 100%.
Yeah, not one bit. So you say, okay, look at your old teammate from Seattle, Jeff Green. So I think we knew. No, we've been here a while. I think we know what to do.
Speaking of Seattle, let me stop.
Nothing. Please. So just just be open. I'm gonna hit you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Let me get you the ball. And I remember saying that I didn't believe that KD was that great of a playmaker.
Well, did he shut you up today? I mean, last night.
Yep, he shut me up. Shut me up real good.
But hey, what'd I say? I said, well, he better learn how to play make in this game.
Because, man, Kevin Durant, with performance of the ages, in a game 5, in a must-win game against this a good Milwaukee Bucks team, and the performance you have that, he put the team on his back. He did everything that he could. Everything.
Yeah.
49 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks, while shooting 69% from the field and 44% from the three-point line.
Yeah, that's giving me best play in the world vibes right there. Yeah.
Yes. That's giving me one of the greatest players we'll ever see play.
Yeah. For sure.
What a performance. What a performance.
He called KP a unicorn. He should be calling himself a unicorn.
Yeah, because I don't know how many players in this league can do what he did last night. There's a small, finite amount of players in this league. Maybe the top 5 players that can do this, what he did last night.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
And I tell you, everything that you just saw on display last night was no force, no rush, no nothing. Because you want to know why? It was just pure skill. It was just pure skill. It was just pure skill and instinct. Everything that he was doing on the floor, from obviously his main repertoire, shot making, playmaking, defending. That was just pure skill and instinct and timing. because that's what his game is about. It's about mainly jumpers, and that's what he was doing. He wasn't for and when the Bucks started to have their backs against the wall, he started to get into the paint. They know how to stop him from attacking the basket. They know how deadly of a shooter he is. So when you got to go against that, they're going to try their best to keep him from doing that. But then he could just get to the basket so easy. Like everything he was just doing was just amazing.
Yep. I mean, it was remarkable. He could not be stopped, especially in that second half when
Yeah.
he was helping willing his team back to this game because they were down for majority of this game. It was
Yeah.
getting beaten and dominated for majority of this game.
Yeah.
And he came out and said, "We're not losing this game. There's no way we lose this game."
Exactly.
Not only, and he deserves almost all the credit. I say almost because Jeff Green was right there with him. Jeff Green, a key player for this Nets team, a vet who knows doing certain situations, who knows how to draw fouls, played great against Giannis when he was guarding him,
Yeah.
did the best that he could, and can also hit shots when you need them. And that's what he did last night. Hit the big shots when you needed him to. I mean, for a time, because like I said, the Bucks was just dominating the Nets. It felt like it was KD and Jeff Green versus the Bucks
Yeah. Yes.
because
And
everybody else was struggling.
yeah. In terms of scoring, yeah, I feel like Larry Sherman did come back though in that fourth. In that
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
talking about in the for more of the first half.
okay from the first. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right. You know what I mean? Again, Harden didn't look good, and sheesh. Again, just like what you said, it was just KD, and Jeff Green and Uncle Jeff though for majority of that first half because there wasn't good team production in that first half by the Nets, you know, and it was all straight up on Bucks for majority of that for all of that first half and part of that second.
Yep. Jeff Green deserves a lot of credit for the performance he had. Because Nets don't win this game without another player stepping up, and he was that other player that stepped up for them.
Yeah,
As you mentioned, James Harden did play last night, willed himself into this game. You can tell he was not James Harden. He was not 100%. I mean, a lot of times, especially in that first half, he was just standing around when he didn't have the ball.
yeah,
And when he did have the ball, he was just mainly looking to pass. He was like almost allergic to the paint.
Mhm.
So all the times he was
Yeah,
shooting, he was a step back three, and he missed every single one of them. Not joking, he missed every single 3-pointer
yeah,
he shot. But he did come back a little bit in that second half, not with his scoring really, but his passing. His passing helped this
Mhm.
Nets team a lot in terms of his playmaking, them leading back to this game. Also, his decision making on defense and his
Yeah,
defense. When the two possessions that he had guarding Giannis, in which he forced
yeah,
a tough shot on Giannis on one of them, and another one fouling
yeah,
him smartly when they were up by 3, sending
Mhm.
Giannis a bad free throw shooter on the free throw line. So he did come up a little bit in terms of everything else besides scoring department. Landry Shamet also stepped up big for them in that second half. Blake Griffin also stepped up,
yep,
got it going. Um, and and a lot of this was because of Kevin Durant and his performance and the way he played.
exactly.
You could tell like the team was really rallying on him. He was also being a great playmaker, setting his teammates up, set Jeff Green up a lot.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, he was on one of the plays. He set a backdoor screen for Joe Harris. I mean, he was doing it all.
yeah, yes, he was. And again, you talked about it last night, like you know he could have a great performance, but they lose this game if the rest of the team is not having a good performance. And they came up big for him just because of the fact of he's that player, and you only see this from a few. You see this from legends, but only a few legends, right? In which he could single-handedly change the course of a game and have an impact in terms of he could demolish the confidence of the opposing team while also lighting the fire under his team with the abilities of what he could do. And that's what in this was a prime example, probably the best example of that kind of game in which that was on full display. He ignited his team, and let's be honest, the way he was cooking the Bucks just lost their offensive and defensive mantra in that second half.
Yep. Let's get to the Bucks. I don't know how to put this, but this is a game you can't lose. There is no way you should be losing this game. There's no way they should have lost this game. This should have been a win. They dominated for majority of the game. They were up by 17 at one point, and to be honest, they were up by 17. They should have been up by 30.
Yeah. No question.
But I don't know what was. There are so many things that I could critique.
Yeah.
In terms of this loss, from not taking advantage of mismatches, countless mismatches that they had.
Yeah.
Why is Giannis taking a fadeaway post-up jump shot while James Harden on one leg is guarding you?
No, I was saying the same thing. I would say, yeah, that's a really stupid shot. I said, now go on. I'll say my piece when you're done. But yeah, that was a stupid shot.
I just don't understand that. Why, when he was in the post and he was getting to the hoop and getting his layups on getting in the paint, yeah. Why would you stray away from that? And I'm not just talking about Giannis. Talk about the Bucks team. Right, Budenholzer, just call the same play. Drew Holiday, just call the same play. Yeah. Get him in the low post. Just have him attack. Because when he was doing that in the low post, Jeff Green was playing great on him when Giannis at the top of the key charging.
Yeah.
Which Jeff Green drew a charge.
Yeah.
That's when he was playing great on him. But when he was in the low post, it's not really much you can do on Giannis besides foul.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, Giannis, please work on your free throws in the summer. You are too good and too valuable to be missing free throws. You are a liability. You are a liability to this team. You're the best player and one of the best players in the world. One of the best athletes we've ever seen. You cannot be that bad on the free throw line. You cannot be missing key free throws. When that happens, that means that they can't give you the ball late. Because you're a liability. Sure, Shaq was a liability, but Shaq wasn't carrying the ball up the floor. You carry the ball up the floor.
Yeah, no question.
You have to make your free throws.
Because they're free.
Because they're free. Brook Lopez. Back to my mismatch. You are about 30 feet from the basket, and you have Bruce Brown, Mike James, and Joe Harris on you. Mike Budenholzer, tell him to get in the low post.
Hey, man, he's been shooting so much threes. He can't bring back his Brooklyn Nets days. What are you trying to do?
I mean, when he was shooting threes, yeah, he was good. It was like he was missing his shots. But when they give him the ball and someone's on him and he tries to go off dribble, it's a miss. Because Brook Lopez is not that type of player.
Yeah.
But he can be a low post player. We've seen it. Because the Bucks have played great when he's in the low post.
Yeah.
So Mike Budenholzer tell him to go in the low post because you have a mismatch. Giannis, don't shoot a fadeaway because you have a mismatch. Tell them to run the same play with Giannis that's been working for almost the majority of that fourth quarter, which is that low post, Giannis in the low post up, go into the hoop and score, layup, dunk.
Yeah. And you haven't brought up the fact that in the closing moments in which, like, you know, they had an opportunity to tie up the game, I believe, or take the lead, how when Middleton did that nice move on KD, like Giannis didn't secure the ball. Mm-hmm. He just lost the ball. And, like, you know, it's just like you can't make mistakes like that. You got big hands, bro. We've seen you secure that ball many times in situations like that. How in the moment, and I'm not giving that much disrespect on this play because it can't happen to anybody. But it's just like, you know, You have to secure the ball. That's an easy dunk right there. That's an easy dunk, a wide, easy dunk for you.
Hmm.
But now you just igniting the confidence of the Nets more on both ends of the floor because of the fact that you made that error.
That was a key play. They were down by 2. That was a great move by Middleton and Giannis. How many times have we seen a sequence like that
Yeah.
between them two?
All
And
I
he
mean, like
just,
good times.
yeah,
Majority.
and he just fumbled the ball
Yeah.
and right in KD's hands,
Yep.
and they have to play the foul game.
Yeah. But here's my thing also. Wait, honest, just two things real quick. Number one, the Bucks, their offense stagnated because Grant Hill brought it up so many times, but
They play 1-on-1.
yeah, they're not a one-on-one game. They're not a one-on-one team. They kept playing one-on-one as if they're a one-on-one team. No, you're not the Nets. No disrespect. Drew Holiday's a really good one-on-one player. But outside of that, everyone else, it's just like, I don't care about the Middleton
Middleton's a
or
good one-on-one
yeah,
player too.
Middleton is a good one-on-one player too, but it's just like, you are not a one-on-one team. What are you trying to do? Trying to go one-on-one against the Nets as if like, they can't give it effort defensively. They already been cooking out defensively already in this second half. What makes you think going on one-on-one will make it better? You're just going to try to find ways to get you into traps or situations that will force you to do something that you didn't want to do. And that's what happened. And another thing I want to bring up, Giannis, and this is why I keep bringing up, as great of a player you are, again, when it comes to the playoffs, things slow down, things become more half court, and things you have to learn how to operate in that. Yes, I know about the low post, but again, the game isn't real when you're trying to be reckless. Because they know when you're that athletic and that good, I just they could take advantage and just like what you said, Jeff Green taking the charge. You trying to charge and bully your way in. Oh, here comes 3 bodies coming up against you. You have to just I don't even know how you put it, but you can't do it. You have to be patient, and that's what I'm saying. That's another thing you need to work on. Just work on being more comfortable in a half court setting and pressurized moments like these. You are good in pressure moments, but when it's things like this, it's just like it exposes you in a way. It continues to expose you in a way, to be honest.
Hmm.
Because the next team who surprisingly they're showing their defensive mantra now in the playoffs. Like they could take advantage of that real quickly.
Hmm. Yep. Giannis does definitely need to be more patient and stop just trying to bully and bully and bully.
Exactly.
Um, but I wish he would bully in the low post.
No question. No question.
I
Yes.
wish they would give him the ball in the low post
Yeah.
and have him instead of changing the play and going 1-on-1. That's another thing. Like you said, you're not a 1-on-1 team. You are helping the Nets by being a 1-on-1 team.
Exactly.
Continuing with what I was saying about the Bucks, Middleton struggled all day. Well, struggled mostly in that second half.
Yeah.
Had a bad shooting percentage.
Yeah.
A lot of it 1-on-1, playing 1-on-1 basketball.
Yeah.
On the defensive side, KD he killed you in Game 3 in that second half from you doing a high pick and roll and Brook Lopez just sitting.
Yeah.
Budenholzer, I don't know if you noticed, you lose this series, you're fired. Can
Well, we don't know
you
that
tell
yet.
them to come up? Can you have a better defensive strategy for Durant?
Yeah. Well, we don't know that yet. We don't know if he's going to be fired. You're
I
right.
guarantee you, if he loses this series, he's going to be fired.
Yeah. It looks like that. It's a high likely chance that may happen.
KD was killing that screen and roll with Lopez, as we've already seen it. So why is it happening again?
Yeah.
At some point, you gotta make some adjustment. I mean, you made that adjustment with 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. That's why KD didn't. I mean, in Game 3, that's why KD didn't score after that.
Yeah.
You got to make the adjustment again At least get the ball out of KD's hands because he was killing you.
Yeah. No question.
There's so many things to critique, as I just did, on this Bucks loss, because this was a loss that should have never happened. There were so many bad possessions that they had, one-on-one possessions that they had, took bad shots that they had. Sometimes they will make them. So I guess that means for them, we just made that one bad shot. Let's try another. And they will miss again. And they will miss the next possession. They will miss the next possession. So many nuisances and so many things that if just tweaked, that if fixed, this could have been a blowout win.
Exactly. And Brendan to come up big.
No, Bryn Forbes. I mean, well, he didn't really play that much, but no, he did not come up big. Unfortunately for the Bucks. Fortunately for the Nets. But like we said, KD's unbelievable playoff historic performance leads the Nets to this win and are 1 win away from advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals. First time for them. That will be the first time for them since what, 2003?
Yeah, since 03, because that was the last time they made it to the finals.
Yep, since 03. 1 win away. As for the Bucks, they go back to Milwaukee, luckily for them, which they just got 2 wins there. And they look to tie the series and force a game 7. But play like that in that second half, in that game, they won't.
Yeah.
But
no question.
Yep. Before we go on to predictions for tonight's set of games, last podcast, they announced the all-defensive team. Well, now they announced the all-NBA team. All-NBA first team, Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Kawhi Leonard, Giannis, and Nikola Jokic. I mean, he's the MVP, so that was a given.
Yeah, I can't go against that first team.
I could, but let's get into the second team and the third team.
Let's go.
All NBA second team. Damian Lillard, Chris Paul, LeBron James, Julius Randle, and Joel Embiid. It's the All NBA second team. You have something to say? By the way, this is regular season. Just say it. This is regular season.
Nah, I just knew you get hyped off of hearing his name.
Yes, because it's well deserved. You deserve that.
No, most definitely, no question.
And All NBA third team. Kyrie Irving, Bradley Beal, Paul George, Jimmy Butler, and Rudy Gobert. Those are the 3 All-NBA teams. First, Ja, what do you think about those teams? Any problems?
I
Snubs?
Huh?
No, I said any snubs, but continue.
Oh, well, and when it comes to the first team, I don't see no problems with the first team. I feel like everyone on the first team. We don't got to talk about Luka. We don't got to talk about Jokic. We don't got to talk about Curry. Let's just be honest; those were locked. And who were the last 2?
Giannis and Kawhi.
Giannis and Kawhi. Yeah. Again, no question. I don't remember how many games, because I feel like Kawhi did miss some games too. But I can understand why he's been chosen for it in a way, but I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember how many games Kawhi played.
I'm looking up as you speak. Continue.
But yeah, I don't disagree with that first team list at all. No, and now when it comes to the second team, Chris Paul, LeBron James. Well, LeBron James is going to always be on there. Chris Paul, no question, his impact on his team and how and where he has carried them. Again, point guard for a reason. I won't go against that. Julius Randle, well deserved, just a remarkable, tremendous step up this season, especially knowing that his talent and knowing how long it
Work.
took him, work in order to get here or to get into this situation, and what he has done for the Knicks, being their best player in terms of the turnaround season they had, it's no question he deserves it big time. Embiid, yeah, hell yeah, Embiid belongs on that list. Like, are we going to really like? We saw a different Embiid this season, and we're seeing a different Embiid right now in the playoffs. Well, except for that last game, let's not bring it up. But
That's true.
yes, he's just been doing things that everybody wants to see from him. So I can't go against that. And the third team, who's on the third team one more time? I'm sorry.
Kyrie Irving,
Oh no, yeah, most definitely. Kyrie deserves that.
Bradley Beal,
Yes, and I'll tell you why. He was battling Curry for that scoring chip, and even though in the first half they sucked, he was really like trying to will that team. And what he has did in the second half is no question he deserves to be on that list. And if they would have had a good first half, he probably would have a high. He'd probably be on the second team if they had a better record and a better first half of the season.
mm-hmm.
No
Okay.
question.
Paul George,
Yes, and I tell you why. And I tell you why. I know y'all talking about how he's not a superstar because he's not showing up in playoffs. But let's be honest, in the regular season, he was big time for this team. Just like Kawhi, big time. Don't get me wrong. Of course, he did miss games.
mm-hmm.
And his impact isn't bigger than Kawhi's. But his impact was well enough when it comes to whether Kawhi was on the floor or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I no question, Paul George deserves to be on the All NBA list.
Jimmy Butler,
Yeah, I don't know how he made it, in my opinion. That's the only thing I'm having a problem right now. I don't know how he made it. I really don't know how he made it. I'm trying to see.
they got the Heat to that 6 seed out of the plan.
Okay, yes. I can respect it, but I don't like
Regular season, by the way.
yes, yes, regular season, I understand, but it's just like, I have a hard time. I don't know what has outside of that, I don't know, because I feel like it's an equal contribution between Jimmy and the rest of the other players on the Heat team, especially Bam. I just don't know what Jimmy has done that was eye popping to be on the third on the NBA third team.
Okay, I'm gonna get back to that. And Rudy Gobert.
Oh, no question. He belongs on that list too.
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh, I thought you froze. I thought you froze on me.
Man, internet connection, giving them nightmares, giving them illusions.
I was like,
I have some complaints. Well, no snubs. No Trae Young, no Ben Simmons, no Devin Booker, no Tatum, and no Brown. For one, Devin Booker has to be here. I mean, there's no way.
yeah.
I'm gonna get to who we should replace in a minute. But first off, Embiid was an MVP finalist. There has to be something that you have to do to get him on that team.
To get him on the first team?
Yeah, but I guess if they're going by positions, then they're going with the center position and not just, forwards.
Yeah.
So fine. Okay. Jokic has it. He was the MVP, so yeah, we'll have it over Embiid. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Kawhi is the one that I'm thinking about. Kawhi did play great. Kawhi have a better season than Damian Lillard?
No, he didn't play much games as Damian Lillard did. I think Damian Lillard has played.
Regardless, Damian Lillard was playing spectacular this year. Yeah. I understand that you have Okay, you have Luka as a guard, and yes, he was a point guard. You're telling me you couldn't be flexible, put Luka at the forward, and put if you want to be technical, you put Luka at the forward,
Yeah.
put Dame at the guard, move Kawhi to the second team, move LeBron to the guard, and move Kawhi as a forward.
Now,
Problem solved.
well, you know they ain't gonna call Luka a forward now. Come on now.
He was started off as a small forward.
Still, they
They
ain't
could
gonna
be
call him a
flexible.
forward.
They could be flexible.
Again, they ain't gonna call Luka a forward, man.
Well, who? Okay, you got 2 point guards and Dame and Chris Paul. That means you got one of them is a shooting guard. Is any of them a shooting guard?
No.
Okay, then. So that
We
means
just
you can be flexible.
we just talking about the not the specific position, but the general, like not just shooting guard, point guard, like guard in general. That's what they doing with this. Don't do that.
Fine.
Hey, I do wish they could do just backcourt, front court. I do wish they could just do backcourt, front court, or forget all positions. Just be honest about who really, truly, and honestly deserves to be first, second, third, regardless of position or whatsoever. I feel like they should do that.
But they going off position, so
Yeah.
Also, no snubs. No Kevin Durant and no James Harden.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, he only played 35 games, so yes, I understand that.
Yeah.
In that aspect. Harden played 44 though.
Yes, he did, and I
Tell me
think
that's not enough.
it is enough, but I think they're taking into account of his Houston time because it got iffy.
That was like 2 weeks.
Hey, it still did get iffy. It still did.
All right, at the start, yeah, but come on, Harden was playing. He was in the MVP race when he was playing.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could have. I would put him over Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that, and don't say he didn't play enough games. LeBron had 45 games. He played, and that means that's recency. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to the audience.
Okay.
That just means recency because LeBron, you saw him play later in the season. You didn't see Harden play later in the season, so that means all he was looking at was later part of the season.
Yeah. No question.
As for that third team, who to take off? I would have Booker over Kyrie as well. If you're just going by the guard. What?
For me, that's kind of tough though. I feel like in each and every game, Kyrie stepped up big time, and he's 40. He's 50, 40, 90, man.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's kind of tough to replace. He do average like 28, 50, 40, 90 as a 6'2" guard. Pure skill. I can understand. I can understand your case. We're trying to put Devin Booker over him, but I feel like it's more of a debate than just easy going with it. It cannot be just that clear cut forward.
Okay, fine. That won't be over. That won't be over. You're right. He was a 50, 40, 90 guy. It would be hard for me to put Devin Booker over Bradley Beal, even though Devin Booker did play on the Suns, and he was tremendous for his Suns, and he was a big impact on the Suns, and they were the second seed.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't their best player, at times it looked like Russell Westbrook was the Wizards' best player.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess you can make the argument, but Bradley Beal was a scoring machine, scoring monster, and he was trying to will that team to a win every single night. So I can understand that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and I understand that. But if we talk about Booker, then I think you brought up his name. I don't remember, but let's talk about Donovan Mitchell now.
Oh my God, I did not bring up his name.
We talk about the fact that this.
I want to see how many. I'm gonna see how many games he's
I know
played.
He missed games. Yeah, I know he missed games, but it couldn't. But that was towards the tail end when they like.
I know, and that's why I'm about to. But keep going, keep talking.
Donovan Mitchell, like again, this Jazz team shocked the hell out of us. We knew that they were good, but we didn't know that they was going to be this good, right?
Yep, that's true.
Nobody seen them being the first seed, in my opinion. Nobody seen them being the first seed. For what they did this season was amazing. Now adding Donovan Mitchell, their best player, The dude who has taken his game constantly to new heights, has that dog mentality, everything, just straight up cooking, balling, disrespecting opponents. I feel like he deserves to, after with all that, with the team success and his individual success, and the fact that him and Rudy Gobert were getting disrespected during the All-Star game or during the All-Star draft, I feel like his name should be mentioned as one of the top, as probably the top snub on this list.
Yep. And that's why I got them. I got them. They are being recency. They are being recency bias. You know what? Is they are being recency bias. You know why I know that? Because one, um, towards the tail end of the year, Luka was playing better than Dame. That's why Luka got the edge over Dame in this one. Remember in the first one, there was a debate about the All Star,
Yeah.
who's All Star starter, and everybody said Dame. Even Luka said Dame. But they look into more the second half of the season, so that's why I went with Luka. LeBron played 45 games. James Harden played 44 games. Don't see him here.
Yeah.
James Harden missed that portion in the later half. LeBron didn't. He came back.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, he played 53 games. 53 games.
Yeah, I don't know how he gets snubbed from it.
And if you're doing that, Donovan Mitchell should have been over Bradley Beal. I understand Bradley Beal had a scoring machine. He was a scoring monster. He would have been a snub. I understand that. And it would have sucked for him because he's been snubbed on all NBA team last year too.
Yeah.
However, Donovan Mitchell was the best player on that Jazz team, and he was playing like it.
Exactly. And let's be honest, in a hypothetical situation, if you take away positions, he has a better case than his own teammate to be on the LNBA on the All NBA list.
That's true, but yeah, if you take away positions, yes.
But unfortunately, since there is positions, then we can't take nothing away. So, but I'm just saying, Donovan Mitchell should be, if like outside of Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell should be viewed as the top snub of this All NBA list. He deserves to be on there.
Okay. Yeah, I see your point. And Jimmy Butler, you say you had a problem with that. All right, but who you putting in? He's a forward.
Oh, he's the forward. Okay, dang.
You
Well, they
putting in
said we
Tatum?
can't use KD, obviously, no.
Are you putting in Tatum over him?
Yeah, I can't. I want to say it's debatable between. I say it's debatable between two, Tatum and his own teammate, Jaylen
Jaylen
Brown.
Brown?
Yeah, most definitely. Jaylen Brown. People knew that Jaylen Brown was that talented offensively. They knew what he could do defensively, but he actually like showed some significant improvements. And let's be honest, majority of games. Let's be honest, the majority of games that the Celtics have won mainly been because of, in my opinion, mainly because of Jaylen Brown. And I know Tatum has had great performances. I know he has been dominant
Great.
also, but let's be honest, especially in that first half. Wait, what?
No, you said especially in that first half.
Yeah, especially in that first half of the season.
And fix your connection.
I don't know what to do at this point, man. I'm trying.
Well, you can talk about especially in the first half.
Yeah, but especially in the first half, like don't forget the Celtics were in that thing, and a lot of things factored into it, Kemba being injured and stuff like that, and the Kobe situation. But when they were winning in that first half of the season, Jaylen Brown has always been the big name that was always coming up, the big time performances that he was having constantly. And don't forget, Tatum was also suffering from a little bit because of he had COVID symptoms. So that put him in a little bit more of a setback. But Jaylen Brown, I feel like he deserved the nod because of the fact of how he was individually and how he was helping the team stay afloat until Tatum eventually came in that second half.
Yep. But I still think that's debatable. I think Jimmy Butler might have that over them. Matter of fact, let me see something because now I'm intrigued. about the second half because Jimmy Butler, I don't know how many games he played. Remember, he was injured for that beginning half.
Yes.
But and this is why Jimmy Butler might have got it. He was injured, yes. But then what happened when he came back? They started winning.
And
See, he
they
played
lost some
52
games against
games.
Charlotte that I wouldn't play. Yeah.
What?
He played how many games?
52.
He played 52.
Yep. That's enough. And when they was winning, he was the main reason why. I mean, he was balling out. He was having like triple doubles.
Okay, I can understand. All right, I see you. I see your point there. And unless if he played against Malik Monk or Brent Forbes, he had some great performances.
He was not guarding them. To stop with Jimmy Butler slander. You a player fan, by the way, just to say that.
Of course, I am a player fan.
Player hater.
I don't hate.
Yes,
I
you
just
do.
speak facts.
Yes, you do. We
facts.
gonna make that complete. We gonna make that compilation. We gonna make that compilation.
I'm just speaking facts, man. I'm just speaking facts.
Tampa 64 games. Not enough.
But outside of that, the list looks good, man. The list looks good. Of course, there's your notable snubs. Of course, they're always going to be like that every year. But
Yeah,
the list looks good. There's some that look iffy, like probably like one or two that look iffy. And if you
that's debatable.
Yeah, that's debatable. Like but outside of that, to me, the list looks pretty good. It's tough because there's so much talent in the league, so it's tough to try to try to pick out, unless if you're doing obviously who's the best 15 players in the world, that's easy. But in terms of trying to put them at an all NBA first, second, third pedestal, is kind of tougher.
Yeah, I understand. But yeah, with all that, I do for the most part agree with the list. Really, not too big of a complaints. I try to finesse the way of Dame into first team, but I guess she wasn't happening. Fine, whatever. No, yeah, that was the All NBA first, second, and third team of this year. Now let's get into predictions for tonight's set of games. First, Game 5 in Philly. Coming off of a big win, and by the way, TNT 7:30. Coming off their big win in the ATL to tie the series up in their comeback win at that. The Hawks look to steal this game and steal this series away, heading back to Atlanta after this game in Philly. Sixers, however, look to take the series lead. Who do you have?
Philly home floor. Philly tough. Philly proud. I got Philly.
Yep. I got Philly.
Yeah.
I got Philly as well. M.B better ball out.
Oh, he's gonna ball out.
Better play better.
Yeah, I expect him to play way better than what he had last game. Performance he had last game was horrendous. I don't know what it was. Easy layup. Oh, over the other side of the rim.
That's how many field goals he had in the second half.
Donut.
And right after that, another big Game 5. This time in Salt Lake City. TNT, 10 o'clock. The Los Angeles Clippers, after getting the home sweep and making this an actual series, look to steal a game in Utah against this Utah Jazz team who look to bounce back after their 2 losses and take the series lead. What do you have?
I know what you're looking or expecting me to do. You're expecting me to try to flip-flop again, Well, no. The Salt Lake City team is on a different level still. And I'm not going away. I'm not losing faith in them. I got them pulling out. I know Donovan Mitchell's on his injury, but this team is really still too good in terms of their different ways and versatility that they could destroy you. I got the Jazz.
Well, no, I wasn't expecting you to flip flop. I was expecting you to actually pick the Jazz, so you hate the Clippers.
Oh yeah, you know that's for a fact.
Player fan, by the way.
Buffalo, just Buffalo.
Oh, actually, no, this is different because you actually hate the team.
Buffalo.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah, don't worry, they're gonna be in Buffalo soon.
They're not gonna be no Buffalo. That's it. That's over.
All right,
The
okay,
time in Buffalo is over. Ben McAdoo
all right. Seattle.
or Bob
They're gonna
McAdoo.
All right.
Seattle. Yeah, I got the Jazz as well. I don't know what this fool's talking about. I got the Jazz as well. Hope Mike Conley plays today because they really need playmakers. They really need that playmaking ability of him.
No
I
question.
mean, he's gonna be very crucial if he does come back and play in this game.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I got the Jazz. And all right, I think it's time to wrap things up, John. Final thoughts.
Oh, KD, man. I said it. Well, I didn't say it, but I asked it. I asked, "Are you the best player in the world?" And man, did you shut me up?
Shut you up. He shut me up. The playmaking thing, because he was phenomenal playmaking and passing the ball.
Yeah. He just basically looked at both of us and said, "Shut up."
Shut everybody up in Milwaukee.
Yep.
But luckily for the Bucks, they still have a chance. It's want to go home for them. They can force a game 7 in Milwaukee.
Exactly. But the thing is, it's just like, they lose this game.
Morale starts to drop.
Yeah, morale starts to drop. And it's just that, again, the advantages that the Nets now have. Yes, I know Harden ain't 100%, so he's going to be still questionable. But you give Kyrie extra time to rest and probably come back into the series.
That's true. That is true. I don't know if he's going to play game 6, though. But either way, because of this situation, he can play game 7.
Exactly. So,
but will there be a game 7?
We'll find out.
We'll see about that. As for today in this podcast, thank you guys for watching today's podcast. Make sure you tune into tomorrow's podcast. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, support the channel, give us feedback, all that good stuff.
And also follow our IG and our TikTok down in the description below.
Yeah, buffering for a second. And, of course, I'm Evan.
I'm Ja.
This is My The Basketball Podcast.
Playoff edition.
Playoff edition.